If women don't name the punishment, they will keep carrying it like it's their fault. Being hated, excluded, or undermined for your beauty is not your imagination. It's a form of social punishment that repeats itself across friendships, workplaces, families, and dating. And if it isn't recognized, girl, it will slowly destroy your confidence, relationships, and most importantly, your peace. Many women report that their beauty creates invisible penalties, right? Teachers who accuse them of distracting the boys, mothers who criticize their appearance more than they praise it, and your friends who withdraw the moment that they see you more successful than them, and men who desire you but punish you when that desire is not returned. So the pattern is clear. Beauty is often treated not as a gift, but as a crime that must be managed, mocked, or diminished. And women who live through it start to question, like, what am I doing wrong? Am I inviting this? And I'm literally here to tell you that that answer is no. This is not about the individual, it's about the world's reaction to natural, conventional beauty. This is what can be called pretty punishment, the backlash directed towards attractive women simply for existing outside of others' comfort zones. It shows up in multiple forms. One, envy aggression. Peers will literally project insecurities through exclusion, gossip, or criticism. Two, romantic resentment. Men punish rejection with hostility, shaming, or labeling. Three, authority discomfort. Teachers, parents, or bosses will hold pretty women to harsher standards because their presence feels threatening. Social comparison theory explains this so clearly. When people measure themselves against someone else perceived as advantaged, the result is either admiration or envy. And when envy wins, hostility will always follow. So let's talk about some examples. A woman achieves something professionally, right? But her coworkers dismiss it as, oh, she just got that because of her looks. A daughter blossoms in adolescence, knows who she is at a very young age, and suddenly her mother's support turns into nitpicking and criticism. Or a group of friends isolates that one woman who begins to glow in her confidence, leaving her wondering what changed. These are not isolated experiences. They are repeated across different women in different places, all with the same emotional impact. Punishment for your natural beauty. Punishment is a way of control. And when people feel powerless in comparison, they will attempt to shrink the woman who triggers them. It comes through policing personality. Oh, you're stuck up. You must think that you're better. And policing your choices, like someone saying, oh, girl, why are you dressed like that? Or they'll police your success and say, oh, she only got that because she was pretty. And if these messages are absorbed, then women will always start to dim themselves to avoid backlash. And that's when punishment wins, when beauty becomes a burden instead of your natural birthright. The truth is this: beauty itself is not a crime, no. But punishment does not prove guilt, it proves power. The world reacts to beauty with envy because it can't control it. And when a woman internalizes that punishment as her own flaw, she's literally handing over her freedom and her blessing and her gift. So projecting beauty means refusing to interpret the punishment as evidence that something is wrong. It means separating the projection of others from the truth of self. So I want to talk about a weekly prompt for you guys. This week's practice is simple but revealing. Write about a time when your beauty literally made you feel like a target instead of a treasure. I want you to record what happened, who was involved, and how it felt. And then ask yourself, what story did I tell myself about me because of this moment? And this reflection will expose the way that punishment can become so easily internalized. But once it's named, it literally loses its grip. And because the punishment was never proof of your unworthiness, it was proof of someone else's insecurity, you will get past it. Think of the opportunities women forfeit because of this punishment. The outfits that you don't wear, the jobs that you don't pursue, the relationships that you avoid, all to avoid and sidestep backlash. The fear of being resented becomes a leash. But the reality is this: if women were not punished for their beauty, they would live so much more freer, louder, softer, more fully themselves. And that freedom easily gets stolen by projection and by resentment. And the first step in reclaiming this is recognition. And that's literally why we're here today talking about this. So, girl, at the end of the day, I just want you to know that pretty punishment is real. It is a repeated, patterned, and predictable situation, but it does not have to define your life or any woman's life. The punishment itself says so much more about those who give it versus those who receive it. And your beauty is not a weapon. It's not a liability. It's not a crime. It's literally a part of yourself that deserves to be protected and persevered. And the punishment that people give you, that was never yours to carry. So don't.